Here's how to never miss an important email ever again in less than 10 minutes. This might be the best investment of time you've made in your business if you haven't done this as yet. And we're going to do this using AI tastefully. And we're also going to use make.com to handle our automation. Okay, so let's start. My challenge is off the cuff with mistakes. We're going to, in the first 10 minutes of this video, make a real impact on your inbox. No cuts. Here we go. So log into make.com, find your folder, create scenario. And we're going to name the scenario something cool, like how to never lose an email ever again. Perfect. Now, what is your inbox? Are you receiving Outlook emails? Are you receiving Gmail? Well, simply click this plus, look for the one that you want. Outlook is there. You see here, you can watch emails. Today, we're going to work with Gmail. A lot of people have Gmail. Let's do that. So Gmail. Show more. Watch emails. Notice it says triggers when a new email is received in your mailbox. Okay, let's select that. Awesome. Now, key things to note. Let's close this. Most important thing is this little doohickey. You see this little clock? When you click on it, it tells you how often this is going to run. Now, bear in mind that unfortunately, with Gmail, there aren't webhooks tied to your inbox, and that's a fancy term, and the definition will be below, where basically a webhook is, in layman's term, something that is tied to an action where you, once the action has occurred, you are notified immediately, based on the speed of your servers, yada, 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 other things. Okay. But this doesn't use webhooks, it uses polling, which means it needs to wake up and go, oh, I need to go check that Gmail inbox. Let's go do that. And so if you set it to 15 minutes, you're going to be using a credit every 15 minutes. Doing quick, simple math, that's going to be 4 times an hour. And if you do the math even further, that's 96 times for the day. Depending on how many credits you've paid for, that may not be a big deal, but 96 spread over 30 days of the month. Anyone wants to do the quick math on that? That is 2,880? Yes. So you may not want to be blowing all of that, and you may not need to respond to these emails immediately. If you do want to respond immediately, you can drop the time as low as 1 minute. It will poll every single minute and use that much more credits, which you may not want to do. So we maybe want to be notified every hour, every 60 minutes. So let's do it that way. So that way only runs 24 times for the day. You can also run scheduling, where it's between certain times. So you may want to check your inbox between 6 a.m. in the morning, and maybe 5 p.m. at night. Or you care about the after work hours. So you may want to do 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. Maybe someone emails you some wicked hour of the night. You can absolutely do that as well. Or let's do 11:59, right? Okay, cool. You can also select which days of the week you want, which you can get super specific. We're going to go simple. Get rid of this. Every 60 minutes, we're going to do that. We're going to save that, and we're going to not activate it yet. Okay, but we're going to check that it's there. Okay, cool. Now let's configure what we're actually looking for. Because you want to check your inbox for emails coming in, this is what you'll do. But is it possible that maybe things will land in spam? So you may want to check spam, because sometimes people reach out to you and it lands in spam. That's a big thing that happens sometimes, and that's how we lose our emails often. So we're going to select inbox. You can, if you have rules on your inbox that apply labels to your incoming emails, you can select one of those labels that you want to look out for. And you can apply that there. All in all, the simplest way is this way. Simple filter, no label, in your inbox, all messages. Now here's a neat thing we're trying to optimize as we go along. This limit here basically says how many emails should it pull every time it runs. Now, how many emails do you get per hour? Do you get 100? Do you get 50? That's what you want to check here. But again, bear in mind, this number will pull in 50 different emails every hour. But in order for this automation to run, it's going to run the automation 50 times, once for each of those emails. Again, so every 60 minutes, you'll be burning through 50. You may not want to do that, and especially if you don't have a heavy inbox, then you may not want to set this at that. So let's do 10, with the assumption that you're getting like 5 to 9 emails per hour. Click save. Now, what you're probably going to want to do is, if you're already caught up on your email, you're going to want to select from now. This is basically saying, at what point do you want us to start checking your inbox? Do you want to do that from now? Do you want to do it, like run it right away? Just let's start right now, moving forward. Do you want to retro start this? Like, do you want to go back maybe yesterday and run it? Or do you want to select something manually here, which I have never checked, actually. Let's see what this does. This is going to be a waste of our time. We're going to do from now on, okay? And we're going to select save, and we're all set for this. Now, here's the tasteful use of AI. Let's add a module. Now, Make.com offers various AI models. It allows its own AI module, right? Where you can use its own AI module. You can use OpenAI. You can use Gemini. You can use Grok. And I've set up each of these. I can show you how to set up each of these. Let's go through this. Like I said, this is off the cuff. So we're going to create a JSON chat completion. And the reason for that, the reason why we didn't create just a regular old completion, is because we want our data to be parsed. And I'll explain what parsing is too. Check the definition. Parsing is where the data coming in is basically analyzed. It's the data coming in is in a JSON format, and then it is checked for the variable name and then returned to you with the variable name and its results. So it's a lot easier to just pull specific information instead of having to run complex text operations on like a big chunk of text. So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to select Versatile, Llama 3.3 70B Versatile. I like that one. It's just good. You can do research on the different chat modules, the different AI models to see which one is good for perhaps what you want to do. But this one is good enough. Versatile is perfect. And now we create our prompt. And so we're going to say something like, you are my amazing mail assistant, and your duty is to read this email, right? Content, and oh, sorry, I spaced out here. I'm just trying to burn time. Is read this email content and figure out if this, and this is where you would share your objective, right? Is your objective to ensure that you don't miss contracts? Is this to check for specific wording? Is it to wholesalely look to see if you're receiving an inquiry, maybe a lead? So let's go with that one. Let's say you have a form set up on your website to capture information, but for some reason this person bypassed that, found your email, and directly emailed you. And let's make the assumption that's coming directly to your inbox and not your spam folder. Okay. How do we handle that? Well, let's come up with a prompt that says, you're an amazing mail assistant and your duty is to read this email content and figure out, typo. If, I tell you what, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to just fill this out and you can come back to it.
Okay, then we can figure out if this email is from a lead or person inquiring of my services. Not my service, of inquiring of, oh my god, of services that I offer automation, website design.
Wait, are you still here? Oh god. Anyway, automation, website design. What else do I offer? Oh, system efficiency, setups, CRM setups, and integrations, and other business tech solutions. Here are the details of the email. 1. Sending email. 2. Message ID, which is very important. I guess you're with me now. Which is very important if you want to do some cool stuff later on. Let's do that. Let's do 3. Email content. From email. Let's just say from email. It's not email content. Okay, cool. And then we're going to plug in the different things. So let's start with message ID. It's right there. Bada bing. We're going to do from email. Oh, actually, and let's tell you what. Let's do one more. Let's do thread ID as well. Because I don't know how this is going to show up later on. From email, this is from this person. Thread ID, we're going to put thread ID right there. And now the crucial thing, the email itself. So we're going to scroll through. I'm going to look to see which of these things has the email content in it. And look at that full text body. Let's put that right there. Okay, cool. Awesome. So with that in mind, we're going to just repeat ourselves. I'm writing this off the cuff. So alternatively, you could just go to your ChatGPT or something like, hey, chat, create for me a make.com prompt that reads an email, accepts these variables, and provides me an update on whether or not this email is cool, is from a lead or fits some kind of criteria that we're looking for. So I'm going to just repeat myself here. Again, I'm not as smart as or as eloquent as a chat prompt, but I'm just going to say again, take a look at the email content and return a Boolean variable in the JSON you return that identifies if this email is from a person inquiring of services, inquiring of needing services or help or assistance. No, you may want to get super nitty gritty, and this may not work for you. You may want to start putting in rules, such as maybe do not return true for that Boolean value. If the email is, just because you're watching me, I can't type properly. It's from a telemarketer. It can't be a telemarketer. It has to be a cold email. It's from a cold emailer or a person looking to sell me their services, or a promotion from a SaaS company. And so you may want to make this super personalized because, you know your inbox. This is just for you. This is specifically for you. And so now we're going to say, yeah, the JSON should look like message ID. And we're going to write these as variables in this format. Quotation, variable name, no spaces, quotation, colon, quotation, variable name. Right. Unless the variable is a Boolean. So we're going to keep going here. So we're going to do message ID, we're going to do thread ID. And we're just going to type in something here. We're going to go, here we go. Is lead or inquiry. Let's do that. Inquiry. This might be longer than 10 minutes. Okay, I may have to go back on my original promise. Is inquiry. Colon. And here's the thing. A Boolean variable doesn't take quotations. You could just type in true. Or here's what we could do. We could change it from turn a true. Actually, let's leave it. True. Right. Let's move on. I was going to say what you could do is instead of saying return a Boolean value, you could say just return a text value. It could just be text, where you go, just say if it's true or false. And then we can do a check on the matching, like just matching true to true. But let's get fancy. Let's do Boolean stuff. Then we're going to, what else do we need? The email address of the person. Let's do email. Yeah, let's do that. And we're also going to return, let's say someone. Let's do abc@gmail.com. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that. And the final one is name. Because, why not? No, I realized I'm putting name up, but I didn't give it the name of the person, so I need to do that. Let's go back here and give it the name. So let's go name of sender. We're going to go over here, and we're going to go from name. Okay, cool. Awesome. Now, user message is, no, I'm doubling up here. User message is use these variables. And we're going to just copy what we just had here. Yeah. Very cool. Now let's read it through one more time. You are my amazing mail assistant, and your duty is to read this email content and figure out if this email is from a lead or a person inquiring of services that I offer. I offer automation, website design, system efficiency setups, CRM setups, and integration, blah, blah, blah. Here are the details for the email. Again, take a look at the email variable called email content. I'm just, this is off the cuff. And return a Boolean variable in the... Oh, that was horrible. And return a Boolean variable in the JSON called... Let's call it... what do we call it? Is inquiry. Yes. Called is inquiry. That identifies this email is from a person inquiring of need. We said inquiry to Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. So thank you for sticking around here. I have finished the system prompt that we're going to use. Now, again, we could have used AI to just come up with one, but we wrote it ourselves. And we basically said this. We said, hey, you are, my amazing, I'm very burpy today. My amazing mail assistant, your duty is to read this email content and figure out if this email is from a lead or a person inquiring of services that I capitalized. Not that it matters, but you know, we are how we are. I offer automation, website design, system efficiency setups, CRM setups, blah, 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 other business tech solutions. Here are the details of the email. From email, message ID, thread ID, email content, name of sender. Again, take a look at the email variable called email content and and return a Boolean variable in the JSON called isInquiry that identifies if this email is from a person inquiring of or needing services or help or assistance. Then I put in some do not rules based on what I know is in my inbox. I get a lot of SaaS emails, a lot of software stuff, a lot of people saying, hey, I'd like to partner with you. I'm basically saying ignore all of that. Now, the most important thing, if you've selected return a JSON chat completion, is to actually lay out the JSON. You say the JSON should look like this. Message ID should be some like numeric thing. I'm just gonna right. Thread ID. Right. isInquiry. This is the variable that we care about, and it is a Boolean, so we don't put quotations. The email of the sender, and the name of the person who sent it. Awesome. And close quotations, and we're off the races. No comma here at the end. Very important, or else you're going to get an error. And we're going to click save. We're going to click save. Now, very important is we're going to save this, and we're just going to run it. We're going to run it once. Now, I know I haven't received any emails in the last hour, but let's see. Let's look back again. This is set to 60 minutes. Let's run this one time. Okay. So, it got one email here. Or did it get 10? It, of course, got only one email in the last hour. Okay, cool. Very nice. Now let's see what the AI prompt did with that information. So this is the input that it got, and then the result. Notice it took care of it. The email is from Brandon blah, 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 and then Brandon Henry. Was it an inquiry? No. Because this was a warm-up email. Basically, I have a suggestion that this is not someone reaching out to me. Alright, now let's actually make it work. We're gonna, I'm gonna send myself an email from Mailspring here. Yes. And don't look at my inbox. Don't look at it. Does that sound like King Julian? Okay, so here's what we're gonna send a email. I believe I have a draft saved for this very purpose. And let's pull that up right. Here we go. Very nice. Okay, cool. So I'm sending this to my email, and I'm basically saying, hey, I found you on Google. How much do you charge for system design, website design, and automation? Also, do you offer some blah, blah, blah? Give me a message back, AC. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna send this email. Let's see what happens. Anticipation. Okay, you don't have to listen to my singing, but let's see what happens. I should receive a notification that that email has been received very soon. I'll tell. Let's wait till that comes in. Give me a sec. Okay, so I just got the notification on my phone that I got an email. Let's run this one more time to see what happens. Okay. So it pulled in. Okay, there's that email, Rack Rats. I found you. Let's see if the AI figured out that this is an inquiry. Let's check the result. Oh my god, it is an inquiry! Fantastic. Okay, so like I said, know that that email is it's true. Yeah, it is definitely an inquiry. We can do some cool things. So we can go to Gmail and we can perhaps create a draft from that email, right? So you can create a draft email where it appears in your inbox and you can send a draft. You can create an email response, so you can reply to that very email. Additionally, you can add a label to it, which is very crucial. So you can go to here and update email labels. It's going to ask you for the message ID. You're going to place the one that was in the results here. And this is why we use the JSON chat completion, because it automatically parses the information for it. It's so beautiful. I love it. We're going to put the message ID in there. And let's close that. You can add whatever label that you want. Maybe you have an automation that runs on when a label is added as a new client. So when you add a new client label to it, another automation runs. You can do that. You can add different kinds of inquiry. You can do whatever you want to do. Here we go. Lead. Label it as a lead. And maybe you have a rule in your inbox that does certain things when things are labeled as leads. You can do several things, but no, here's a crucial thing, I think. You're going to want to be notified, right? Because if you're away from your inbox, you're going to want to be notified that this thing has happened. So my recommendation for you is to use a tool like notify.sh, or my preferred one, Pushover. Pushover, I don't have an affiliate with them. There's no reason I don't get any money from this. Just go find them. It's a one-time purchase per device. They have apps for Android, iOS, which includes iPhone and iPads, and also web browser thing. It's super cool. Go buy it. You can send a message to a specific device that you have registered, iPhone, for example. And you can set the title like, hey, new lead from, and you can put the name of the person and email. Go make some money. That's the message that we're going to leave there. Yeah, just like that. And you can get super fancy. You can put, I don't know, you can set the priority, which is very important. So you're going to want to set this to maybe bypass user quiet hours. You don't want this to be a quiet notification. So you can do this, repeat until the user is acknowledged. You can do that as well, which is super important, I think. And then you can select the sound that you want. It can be like a cash register, like ka-ching. Yeah, save. But however, at this point, there's something I missed. I missed something. This is going to run regardless of whether the person that reached out to you is a lead or not. You're going to want to put a filter in here. So we're going to do, we're going to go filter. The label is inquiry. This is basically, the label is just what you see on top here, like, yeah. But the condition is very important. So we're going to go this. Notice it says what type it is here. Boolean. Oh, shoot. So we're going to select that variable is inquiry. And then we're going to go for Boolean operators. And we're going to go Boolean equal to true. Right. Now, if you're a little brainy person, you already know that to get the shortcut to that, it's, it's this. It's curly bracket, true, close curly bracket. Right. Or if you forget that, you can just go up here to, where is it? General functions, and then select true. Right. So it's only going to pass this point and send you a notification if the inquiry is in fact true. And that's very important because as this processes each of those emails, some of them are not going to be a lead, and you're not going to want to be notified when stuff aren't leads, right? So click save, and once you're ready, you're off to the races. Okay, maybe that was more than 10 minutes. Maybe I lied about the 10 minutes. I'm very sorry. But this is a cool way that you can just be notified when things that matter to you come into your inbox. And once you do this. Your power is endless. Now, if you have more questions, perhaps on how to connect an AI module to bank.com, or how to connect pushover, or how to connect different things, leave me a message. Let me know if this was helpful. If this is something you want to do, shoot me a comment and tell me if you're like, explain more. You didn't explain enough. And now I can happily help you. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Have a good day. Stay on for more tutorials, as I will show you not just the use of AI in your workflows, but how to automate other key processes to keep you on top of your business. Have a good day.